how's it going? Hello, Puzzleverse. Zylria here with a new episode of... I don't know why I even called it an episode. I really gave you a lead up to something really exciting I was going to say. And that didn't happen. This is the point right here where I'd hit a blooper button and go beep, blooper. So funny. But no, guys, today we're going to go over the brand new and improved rules for the Grassroots Challenge. So I rewrote the rules, and you guys know I've been talking about it for months and months and months about how I've been rewriting them. And then they announced seasons, and I was like, well, crap. Now I'm going to have to wait for seasons to come out before I can release this, to make sure that there wasn't a new world, to make sure how the rules are going to affect everything. And I'm sure that as I discover things playing the challenge with seasons and stuff, I'm going to discover new things that will have to be edited and updated. So just make sure that you're looking for that. And we'll just kind of see how that goes, I guess. But I'm really, really excited to talk to you guys about the new rules, to let you guys see the new maps, and to just kind of talk about it, okay? But make sure that you've hit that subscription button. Make sure that you are following the channel, have your notifications turned on, and make sure that you're reading the links on the videos, because in almost every video, there's a different link that I add on there that helps you find the stuff. Also, all the ways to find me. And I just noticed that in the background, one of my Murlocs is laying like it's dead. I'm sure Murray hit that with his head or tail or nose or something. But anyways, so we're going to jump in and look at the rules. And right now this is in a Google Doc. And so that's where we're going to look at it. Okay, so let's switch over and look. Rules! Look, guys, rules! Are you excited? Are you so excited for the rules? Okay, so they look very similar to how they did before, okay? But if you look, the challenge originated in Newcrest, but has now expanded to all of the current worlds. Each world will have a varying difficulty level based on the number of lots that will need to be filled with the additional buildings. Whoop, whoop, whoop! So excited. So you guys saw some of this on the Grassroots Challenge that's been ongoing forever, where we had to move from Newcrest into Willow Creek because we were having so much trouble with the glitches and stuff on the Newcrest lot. So we moved into Willow Creek, which has worked out really well, but we've also expanded this challenge to include all of the worlds. I did a poll on Twitter, and you guys said that you would like to see a brand new Grassroots Challenge with the updated rules, and I think that instead of it being an alien, it will be a Sims that you will be more able to identify with. I've already made those Sims. You've seen pictures of them on Twitter. And so it's the Mead family, so I'm pretty excited about that. That video will be incoming soon, and I don't know, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. They're in Windenburg, so they're on the hardest lot that there is. So let's just scroll down here. I mean, I'm not going to read this word for word. You guys will be able to read it yourselves. But in order to complete this challenge as it is written, now there are some adjustments to some of the things, hey, if you need to max out this skill and you don't have this pack, substitute this, okay? But outdoor retreat, city living, dine out, spa day, jungle adventure, and seasons, okay? Seasons isn't a huge part of the rules as far as things you need, because the only thing that it really adds as far as skills or traits or anything like that is the florist career or the florist flower arranging skill and ability. So that's really the only change that was added with seasons. So if you don't have seasons, there's not a whole lot that you have to take out. It's just, there's a lot of rules written in for how to shelter your plants and how many you can shelter and all of that. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of go over some of the changes rather than go through everything. Make sure that you read through the rules, though, because a lot of the stuff has been restructured, so it's easier to understand. So in here, you can set your season length to 7 or 14 days. I think that any longer than that makes it feel, it's too easy. You're playing 28 days in spring, which is the easiest time to harvest. It's just not fair. So that is a thing that's new. So make sure that you pay attention to that. There are several mods that I recommend. So there's a whole list of mods that are recommended in the this challenge now for immersion, but there's no need. You don't have to use CC or mods at all. I use a lot of them just for immersion and realism, okay? So I don't have these links included yet in the rules, but I'll get them added in here. But I'm going to have it so that you can just download an empty world rather than having to go and delete everything, okay? So this will be something that you'll be able to look for in here. I'm just still trying to figure out how I want you to download it, like if I'm going to put it on my Tumblr or like where the link's going to lead you. So that's the only reason that they're not on here yet. Okay, so then here is the lot map section. Okay, so you guys have seen this map 1,000 times. The only thing that's been changed is that now there's a park. So before in the rules, the first set of Sims were building a garden. Then the second set of Sims were building a pool. The pool didn't seem very necessary. You know, it's something that maybe, you know, you would add in like in Oasis Springs or something, but the pool seemed a little weird. I kind of thought of it when I was doing the challenge or like making the rules as something that you would do, like maybe it would be a pool / fishing area. It would be like the town lake or something, a place there everybody would go, but it just doesn't feel very believable. So I changed it so that the founders are building a town hall and the second set of children is building a park. And so I think that that just makes a little more sense. It's going to be a little more usable, and I think that it'll be more fun in the long run. Okay, so this is the easiest map, the original. None of the Sims have any additional buildings based on where they live. Now, as we go down in the map, there'll be more buildings that everybody has to build, okay? So, for example, here in the founders are going to build a town hall. The rules are exactly the same as when they were building a park, okay? So, they would build, I wonder if I can make this bigger. No, because it zooms everything in. But they would make a town hall, and in the town hall, they would, so they were making a park, and they had to do that before their sim was, before their kids were old, before their first child became a teen, okay? So you had to build this park. Or like on their birthday, you had to be like, okay, now stop everything you have, take this money, build a park, okay? So now that's not a thing that they have to do anymore. Now they're going to build a town hall. So it's the same rules really, but it's going to be a town hall rather than a park, okay? So then you'll also notice in here that we have a library / museum, a school, a restaurant. There's a shop in here. There's a town dump, chapel, and a hospital. So these are some of the additional buildings that are required per the lot in the moderate build. So the guru is going to build a separate building of a chapel on here. They're going to be fully responsible for it. You can use Little Miss Sam's buy more lots and actually make them buy this lot so that it's more believable, or you can just take their money, build the lot, and just leave it as a generic building that people can visit. That's going to be the same with the hospital. Now, in the rules, you can also do a vet. So if you want to make this a hospital / vet, make it so that you buy a vet. I mean, you can't buy a hospital in the game yet. Nobody's been able to mod that in. So you can buy it as a vet and then also make it for humans too. Even though you wouldn't really be able to play it as a hospital, you can still kind of make it look like a hospital and be like a place that you can go and buy medicine or whatever. Then, of course, the garden's still in the same place, town hall. So the library and museum is the historian's responsibility. The school, of course, is going to be built by the teacher. The restaurant is a joint effort from these Sims right here. So that one is still something that is a thing. And then the janitor is going to build an additional dump. And the handyman is going to have his own additional shop, which is cool. So it's going to be very similar if you're in Brindleton Bay. You're going to have the teacher. There's the garden right here by the gardener. There's the little town park, library, museum, restaurant, town hall is over here on this island. Then the gardener is going to build their garden way over here, which is funny, but it's just how it is. The guru, the healer, they both have really small lots. The janitor is not going to have an additional dump. So this one is actually a little easier because it has less lots. So it's not as easy as the first one, but it is pretty easy. I might actually move it up into the easy section. We'll just kind of see how it feels. Okay, so then Oasis Springs has a lot of additional stuff. So this one is harder than Willow Creek, but not as hard as Windenburg, okay? So you have the restaurant, library, school, hospital, shop. Then there's the dump, the chapel, and the park and the garden. So all of that is right there. Town hall is in the back here. So pretty much the same as Willow Creek. It's pretty nice. Okay, so this is Windenburg. Windenburg has it so that almost every single sim lot has an additional lot, okay? So the gardener's going to have the garden right here. The healer has a chapel somewhere right here, okay? Then the guru, oh no, wait, the guru has the chapel right here. The healer has the hospital. Okay, then we have the technician has a tech center. The teacher has a school. The handyman has a shop somewhere, shop right next door. The historian has, of course, the museum right here. And then there's the town hall right here. The entertainer now has a lounge. And the chef and baker is running the restaurant. So they don't really need to build an additional lot because they're running that restaurant. And the janitor has a town dump. Okay, so that is where my new Grassroots Challenge will take place, okay? So let's take a look down here. Most of this has not changed. I'm still working on hopefully making some aspirations that will basically follow every single one of the children's lots so that rather than having to look at the rules all the time, you can look at to make sure that you've done everything. You can just complete your aspiration for that sim. But I'm finding some of the things that I want to do are hard to find in the actions for you to be able to complete it. So I'm still working on that a little bit. But the main changes in the Founders Lot is your house cannot include a greenhouse on the Founders Lot. So all of your harvestables need to be grown outside on the Founders Lot, okay? So let's see. When upgrading, oh no, wait, that's for CC. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of changes there. So in here, there are a couple of changes. So the use of debugs to get seeds is cheating. So that's been a thing. Now, if your house cannot include a greenhouse. Wait. Oh, okay. So this is, your house cannot include a greenhouse when you start it. So this is about building the lot, okay? So when you build your founder's house, if you choose to not do a start from nothing for your founder and you decide to build a house, you cannot originally build a greenhouse because your greenhouse has to be earned later down in the rules, okay? So if you want to shelter your garden, okay, you must have your first 3 babies, so pregnancies if you've had multiples, before you can build your greenhouse, okay? When you build your greenhouse, you can only have 1 of each type of plant inside, and you can only plant seeds that you find growing. You cannot buy seed packets to put in your greenhouse. That is absolutely forbidden, okay? Then of course that's still the same seeds you're going to grow. And then down here is where we change the town hall. Okay. So you must build a town hall with all of the Sims. When you're building your town hall, have a lot value you cannot have a lot value more than the amount that the founders have. You can be creative on what you want your town hall to be. You want it to be set up for success in the future, as this will be the only lot that the children will be able to visit for a while. So if you wanted to add in like a computer, if you wanted to add in, bookshelves and stuff, things that your children can come to this lot and do to get their skills up or their fun up while they're suffering through building their own lot, this is where you want to do it. But you also want to make sure that it's like a town hall. You're not going to have a lot of opportunity to add on to it in the future until all of your kids are out of the house. So you want to make sure that you kind of give it everything that you want it to be, but then think about the things that you could add in. Maybe you could add in an easel or something because your kids aren't going to be able to afford one for a while. So that's something that you should think about. It does need to include a feature to represent what the town is about. It needs to include a feature that represents the founders, and it must use the museum lot type, so it needs to include all of those necessary items, okay? So as time passes, you can add to the park to increase your immersion and gameplay, but you always need to make sure that you deduct that money from the founders. So you can only use money that the founders actually have, okay? Then this hasn't changed a whole lot other than down here, when you send your kids off to their own lot, you're not going to just give them their 4 seeds anymore. You're going to give them a level 1 gardening book and another level 1 skill book by the lot, determined by the lot that they're going to. So for example, the guru lot needs to max out their wellness skill. So you could send them with a wellness book. You could send somebody with a handyman book, okay? You could send somebody with a fitness book. I don't think anybody has to max fitness, but you understand what I mean. So if you wanted to send like a piano book or a guitar book or something to the entertainers lot, maybe a cooking or baking book to the chef baker lot. You get to kind of decide based on what type of kid you have, and you send them off with a book that will help them in the future. I wish that you could put a bookshelf in their inventory, because they still have that glitch where if they don't have a bookshelf to put their book in, then they just hold their hand out like this forever until you give them a bookshelf to put away. It's really weird. Okay, so down in the children's, there's not a whole lot of changes here. This is pretty much the same as before. Yep, so everything is pretty much the same. Twins need to travel together. Nothing too crazy there. So the first lot is going to be the first professional lot is the garden, right? Community garden, yep. Okay, so that hasn't changed a whole lot. Then the healer is the first one on here, and most of these are pretty much restructured. They've all been changed around a little bit. What they're collecting has changed. I mean, so many things have changed, okay? So on the healer lot, I thought that it would be fun to have them start collecting the crystal collection. Now, the crystal collection kind of feels to me like if I was a holistic, natural healer, that's something that I would have. Like you would have crystals and stones and stuff to help your Sims feel better and to use the energy from them and that kind of thing. So you're going to have to complete the crystal collection. You have to have outdoor retreat in order to do the healer lot, because you need to max out, you need to make all the medicines. And so you need to be able to go out to Granite Falls and collect all of those things. Now, you are allowed on this for immersions purposes to install the Herbalism Doesn't Use Insects mod. Just know that it's harder because you need a lot more ingredients, and some of them are rare plants. So just keep that in mind, that it's going to be harder if you do that, but it's more believable and more fun in my mind. So in each of the lots now, there is this section where it says in Newcrest, this is what you're going to do. You're going to build a structure on your lot. In all the other towns, you need to purchase and build a hospital, vet, wellness center on the designated lot, okay? So then if this lot has twins, they're both just going to max these things, you know, not a huge difference on twins now. Okay, so on this, this is the guru lot. The guru is now going to also be a flower arranger, okay? So they're going to, using a greenhouse is acceptable. They're going to now, they're still going to do the My Sim trophy collection, but they're also going to be maxing out their flower arranging skill, and they need to grow at least one of every flower type. Now, I did this because I feel like, you know, gurus are going to be throwing all the weddings and wedding all the Sims. And so having flowers growing is pretty believable. Like that seems like the thing that they would do. The gardener is pretty much the same. You're going to buy the super green thumb as soon as possible. You need to evolve all of your plants to perfect evolution. You need to have all of these plants growing on your lot. Now, I didn't make it a requirement to grow all of the new plants that came with like Jungle Adventure, that came with seasons, but I will be doing that on my lot. I just didn't want to make some of the rules too hard if you don't have all the packs. So, you know, I didn't want it to like ruin things for you. I think I might also add in here that you need to complete the, like you need to do research on all of the plants and complete the notebook in your on your phone, but I don't know if there's actually like a collection for that. So I need to do a little research, I guess, because I want, you know, I don't want you to have to be like, okay, now I'm going to look at this notebook. I'm going to look at this list. Do I have this? Yes. Do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? No, I want it to be like an achievement. Once you've completed it, it'll just say, good job, you completed it, you know? So I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Okay, so here you will see that this used to be the pool party. Now it's the park party, and they're making a park. It's basically the Founders Park, but moved down here. So it's the same exact information. Now the teacher is going to do a couple new things. So the teacher is going to complete the fossil collection for teaching science and the space collection for teaching astronomy. So that's pretty exciting. They need to max out writing and logic. Perfect. And then they're going to build the schoolhouse. So nothing too exciting. And then they're going to write books for their primary source of income. Okay. Technicians now don't have anything new. Yep, they don't have anything new. The technician lot is actually one of the simplest. They're just going to, they have 3 skills to max out, and then they just have to build the tech center that has to have at least one of every computer. So not a huge deal. Let's see. And they need to do programming and video gaming as their primary source of income. So no big deal. The historian lot is going to responsible for completing the relic and artifacts collection. Now that's the Jungle Adventure collection. They're also going to spend 1 day per week in Salvadorada, exploring, and they have to complete the temples. So this is going to be a fun lot to do now. I feel like the historian lot was lacking a lot of fun. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So they're going to complete all of this. Travel rules will not apply when this lot Sims was looking for relics, but they cannot travel until they're a young adult. Twins are going to travel together, and then they need to display at least one of every item, relic and artifacts, in the museum/library for other Sims to go and look at. And I think that I missed saying, oh yeah, they did. Okay, writing and archaeology skill. If you do not have Jungle Adventure, substitute Charisma. Although you can't really do this if you don't have Jungle Adventure. So I didn't add in a lot of substitutions for anything else, but you know, I guess that you could try to figure out a way to substitute it if you don't have Jungle Adventure. But if you don't have Jungle Adventure, you should get it because it is one of my favorite packs. It has some of my favorite build buy items, and the gameplay is phenomenal. And that world is amazing with seasons. Okay, so that is that lot. So the cleanup crew is still going to build the restaurant, so perfect. The chef and baker is going to max out cooking and baking. They can do reading and baking, but when they're doing baking to max out this skill, they can only bake vegetarian foods. They need to own all cooking and baking books. They're going to make a bakery, and then on the other 10, they're going to be a separate thing. Okay, so if there's twins, you must grow a large garden with at least 10 garden boxes full of fruits and vegetables to supply the restaurant. Both Sims must max out baking and cooking. Okay, so the Janitors Lot is kind of fun. This one is going to complete the fishing collection, which is fun. They're going to maintain the trash pile, and what this looks like is they're going to grow at least 10 trash plants, okay? Must max out fishing and mischief. Must visit every Sim lot in town at least once per week to collect trash. Newcrest must create a room or structure as the town dump. On all the other lots, they're going to have the town dump. Must also complete the fishing collection twice, and each Sim must mount all the fish and display them outside their house. Oh, so this is for twins. And then both Sims must max out fishing and mischief skill. Perfect. So the handyman lot now has a couple of additions, I think. Oh yeah, so they're going to collect the metal collection, which is exciting. I'm excited for that. And then max out handiness/woodworking. They need to have built at least one of all of these. And then they're going to build a shop, which is great. The entertainer is going to do guitar, violin, piano. They need to own at least one of everything. They're going to max out all those skills. Now they need to make money by writing music or money by making trade. Must play for money or write music as their money-making trade. I was like, wait, what did I just say here? I get it now. Okay, and then all of the additional rules haven't changed a whole lot. I think that I added something in about patchy. Oh, yeah. There's no outside service people allowed. You may purchase one patchy per lot. However, a romantic relationship with him is forbidden. Okay? And then I think that there was something about the money tree somewhere else. And you can purchase a money tree. I don't know where I wrote this, somewhere. But so it's getting a money tree with your aspiration points is allowed. However, you need to have completed the lot before you get a money tree. So basically, you just kind of need to be done with the lot before you can do a money tree, because I feel like the money tree is a little bit of cheating. So down here is all of the mods that I recommend. I need to make sure that I have the links to the updated ones on here, because I haven't double checked any of these to make sure that they go to the updated version rather than to the version when I first wrote this. So there's a whole list of custom food that are vegetarian and grassroots approved, okay? Some of them do require custom harvestables, so make sure that you pay attention to that. And then all of these require the custom food mod, which is listed in there. Okay, so then, you know, of course, there's candle making, the canning mod. This harvestable overhaul, I don't think that that's been updated since the patch, so we'll have to look at that. There's a whole list of Brazen Lotus's custom harvestables, and then this one is Ice Munmun's custom harvestables. And then the custom harvestables fill more hunger from Brazen Lotus. There's a whole more traits. You know, here's all of the different traits. Herbalist aspirations, herbalism without insects, more herbalism potions. So a lot of different mods and stuff on here, which is great. I'm really excited that I was able to compile this mod list. But guys, I hope that you will enjoy the new and improved Grassroots Challenge. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that you guys are going to enjoy it a lot more now. And I am just really excited to show it to you and to play it with you. So just be on the lookout for the new challenge, or the new video, I guess, the new videos. So that'll be exciting. Again, make sure that you hit that subscription button. And the challenge rules will be available for you guys to read on my website in like the next week or so. I am okay. I will probably include the link on this video and then just change it when it goes live on my website. So make sure that you just take a look at that. But I love you guys to pieces, and I'll check you later. Bye-bye.